Are you tired of airport TV shows narrated by Tony Robinson and oozing with tedious anecdotes to satisfy the simple? Good, because tonight we follow Sandy White, Midland ticket agent at London Airport, and get a no-holds-barred insight into airport life from the employee's perspective. Tell us, Sandy, we're standing at Terminal 1 departures. It's Sunday night, and friends, lovers, family members are waving each other off. Why all the tears? What are we talking? Long goodbyes, emigration. Is this further evidence that the ghastly recession shows no signs of abating?
If only that were the case, John, it would be perfectly acceptable. But this is domestic departures. And the distraught-looking people you observe plodding through here, their eyes red raw from crying, are in fact going no further than the likes of Manchester, Newcastle, or the Isle of Man.
So what you're telling me is that many of these people are merely heading off for a few days. Not so much see you next year, as see you next Tuesday.
You've pretty much nailed it there, my friend. On a typical Sunday night you could say there is an abundance of see you next Tuesdays pouring through here in tears. W.H. Smiths must make a fortune on pocket hankies alone.
Can't be easy if you're exposed to these heightened anxiety levels in the course of your day's work.
You fucking said it, mate.
Sandy brings us for a walk through the terminal and talks about the importance of making and maintaining contacts with other airline staff. We stop by British Airways check-in where Sandy says hello to one such ally.
Alright, Paulie.
Are any tabs on? Yes.
Come and see me in an hour, mate. Can take your pick between B&H and Silk Cut Purple.
And this is the desk where you conduct most of your duties, is it not?
That is correct. We issue tickets here, charge upgrades, reticket people when flights are disrupted and passengers misconnect.
An easy number, would you say?
It's a piece of piss. A monkey could do it.
Must be boring at times, so.
Can be, but then there's the public keeping you on your toes. The airport is a breeding ground for waifs and strays. People on the edge and stuff, and that's just the staff. You don't need to be flying to come here, but it helps. And of course no day's the same, and all that other cliched bollocks.
The concessions have to be good though. Bet you guys never pay full whack when it comes to holidays.
Well, concessions are a tricky one because you're generally traveling standby, often on fully booked flights, and therefore helping punters, vis-a-vis, your bread and butter, won't all show up.
Must compromise one a bit. Happy to sell them a ticket, but wanting them to have a blowout en route to the airport.
Oh, I wouldn't go that far. We're not complete animals. What we do weeks in advance to ensure we get on is simply book bogus seats. We call up reservations and let on we are a punter with 4 open tickets. Put on an accent. Make up some names. Ghosts we call them. Do that 3 or 4 times before your flight date and you have no worries about getting on. Last Christmas one unnamed member of staff booked 19 executive seats on one flight alone.
But surely that counts as gross misconduct.
Perhaps, but then to paraphrase a lesser well-known philosopher by the name of Marilyn Monroe, if I'd observed all the rules I'd never have got anywhere. This is literally the case where we airline employees' holidays are concerned.
And if you don't mind me asking, what do you pay for your tickets? Half price? 10%?
Anything between 25 and 30 quid will get you a return ticket to most places on Midland's network. But personally I've not paid a cent for years. I once bumped into a girl that worked in accounts, and in the course of our courtship I discovered that no attention was ever paid to free tickets. Accounts is full of temps, there's a huge staff turnover, and everyone is timed to process say 10 coupons per minute, and so anything that doesn't carry a value gets binned. Once a year, we legitimately are given a free ticket by the company. We're presented with a certificate, and we put the certificate number down on the ticket and that's us. That coupon is taken at the gate when you're boarding, batched and sent to accounts, and accounts effectively wipe their asses with it. So what I do is just use the certificate number over and over in the knowledge I'm never likely to get found out.
My word.
And that's just the tip of the iceberg.
Aren't you worried about all these trade secrets being exposed once this program airs?
I thought you said it was only going out on Channel 5.
That is correct.
Well, that's good enough for me, my man. And hey, you can always make my face all blurry, and tweak my voice so I sound like Darth Vader.
I have to admit I'm somewhat appalled by what I've learned today. Tony Robinson has a new archenemy.
Listen, an airport is its own micro-environment. You can eat, sleep, and socialize here, as well as occasionally doing a little bit of work. The bar in Ramsden's is hiving most night, in spite of staff being prohibited from drinking in uniform by the airlines they work for. And hey, if you struck it lucky, you wouldn't be the first to engage in jiggery-pokery under this roof. Right, old black market we've got going to. Cheap fags or dodgy tickets, I can sort you out. If it's Class A drugs you require, Bleach in Lost Baggage is your man. For fetish porn, simply buzz down to Sanjit in Crew Dispatch on 5378.
And all this takes place in an enclosed area that's amok with security cameras, supervisors and managers.
Well, everyone knows the cameras are just for show, and as for superiors, they're also preoccupied with punctuality records, absence charts, uniform standards and such, that they are indisposed to police the interesting stuff.
And this must be where you come for a light refreshment, when the scamming takes it out of you.
Get you, Mr. Witty. No, this is Chicken, and this is his desk. He works for one of the budget airlines. Say hello, Chicken.
How the fuck are you?
Now, when do I get my check?